All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And peace, love, and salutations to the Akim that's out there laboring, that's out the hopeful elect, that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And pretty much as the narrative is pretty much spiraling out of control and falling apart, you know, the public, the people pretty much are looking for answers. Information is pretty much being recycled and dried up on the mainstream media stage. So people pretty much via the internet, which is pretty much doing the lifting, heavy lifting, people are going to alternative media to get information about what's going on with the war with Iran. And people are pretty much are the smart people anyway, are pretty much wising up and understanding, that things that are being told are not so to be true, But at the end of the day, what really matters to them, to the elites, okay, is what is being perceived and exercised through their mainstream media, okay? Now, the mainstream media is what matters to them, all right? Because pretty much, the small hats pretty much got it sewn up as far as owning all of these outlets, okay? So pretty much, they in turn have the corporations pretty much following suit and doing some funny business behind the scenes, which in turn is really determined as stock market manipulation, okay, for DJ Trump and his billionaire friends, okay. And I have here Secular Talk, and he pretty much talks about this this racket that's pretty much going on, okay. So to give some more context on what this individual is speaking about, is the fact is that he'll say one thing on Friday, okay, but then he'll say something peaceable, okay, about a peace talk on Monday, and pretty much manipulate the market, okay. So his billionaire friends can have a hedge on the market, okay. Now I pretty much Googled that about the markets, the market manipulation, okay. And let me just pull it up real quick, okay, which I find very interesting, just on a simple Google search, okay, about market manipulation, okay. And it says, in the context of the stock market, manipulation remains a primary focus of regulatory enforcement as of April 2026, while the broader market has seen gains recently, with the S&P 500 ending at 6,611.83 on April 6. Several high-profile cases and emerging trends highlight active risk and enforcement actions. Okay, so it says here, current high-profile cases and allegations. Geopolitical inside trading allegations. Former White House officials have alleged a $400 million market manipulation scheme tied to the Trump administration. Reports indicate that highly suspicious trading activity involving $1.5 billion in S&P E-mini futures and $192 million in crude oil futures just 1 hour before a major announcement regarding a moratorium on Iran strikes. Additional scrutiny has been directed at trades occurring just minutes before policy shifts, and some bets yield profits of $100 million. Okay, now pretty much, have you noticed that there's a lot of press conferences that Trump is pretty much putting out, and by what he says through the guise of mainstream media, okay, the market is being manipulated. Okay, so now his billionaire friends are pretty much hedging against, whether the oil price is going to get lower or higher. Okay, now pretty much to bring it out even more, I'm gonna pull up this video by Secular Talk. This individual over here pretty much makes some good points. I know other brothers within the truth pretty much use him as a point of reference on a lot of their material. And I just want to pull something here through the spirit and hone in on what's actually happening right now with this old talk with the so-called peace deals that they're speaking of, which it really isn't. Okay, but through the guise of mainstream media, the markets are being manipulated in a fashion to where there's a bunch of billionaires that are benefiting from the market, whether it rises or falls. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get more into this, and I'm gonna play this video, and we're gonna hit some scriptures.
Y'all, hope everybody out there is having a great day. This war is just an absolute catastrophe. It's an absolute mess. I'm running out of ways to describe just how stupid, dumb, illegal, evil, sadistic, and pathetic this whole thing is. But I have a lot of stuff to get to today. So in just a second, Trump goes mask off terrorist. Mask off terrorist. I'll show you that. He's saying just mind-boggling things for a U.S. president. I also have some casualty number updates, and it is not pretty. In a little bit, the U.S. is now officially taking hostages. Hostages. We're acting like, the terrorist organization that apparently our government is, okay? Later on, MAGA is in a full-blown crisis as Trumpism collapses and falls apart right in front of them. We also have Hassan derangement syndrome hitting critical mass. We'll talk about that. And then also Joe Rogan panics when Theo Von brings up Israel and gaslights him to his face. That's quite an amazing clip. You don't want to miss that. So you guys know the drill, man. Everybody do me a big favor. Subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon. That helps out big time. You can also support the show on Patreon or tip with that thanks button on YouTube. Remember, y'all, there's a real independent media. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser. I've never done an ad read. I've never talked to a billionaire or a PAC or a government or anything like that. This is funded from the ground up and with the default ads on YouTube. Very proud of what we build here. You guys helped build that. Thank all of you so much. Even if you just give $1 a month or $2 a month, it goes a very, very long way. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You can also support Chris.
And this point that he made there about pretty much not accepting billionaire donors, okay, to build his channel. Okay, he's pretty much taking donors from people that actually watch his channels, and this is the wave of the future of people speaking truth, building their channel from the ground up with people like him and the likes of Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Okay, they're not being swayed or manipulated by the powers that be, speaking truth, and this is the reason why they want to try to shut them down, and try to demonize them, okay? Because these people are pretty much speaking truth, and they're speaking on an objective point of view, okay? It's not to where they're swaying one way or the other and just coming out and bringing out receipts, okay? That's all that matters at the end of the day, is when these people bring out receipts, okay? And the receipts are matter-of-factly in truth, you see? All right? So pretty much he just went down a rundown of his whole show, but what he's going to first do now is he's pretty much going to hone in on the topic of discussion about the stock market manipulation that the administration is in the act of doing, okay? So let's continue.
Kyle and Friends on Substack and sign up for that. That link is below. And go sub to Corin's World live every Monday night, including tonight. Come hang out with us over on the Corin's World YouTube channel. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right in ski. So that train is never late. It is right on time, y'all. It is right on time. So in a last-ditch push, the U.S., Iran, and a group of regional mediators are discussing the terms for a potential 45-day ceasefire that could lead to a permanent end to the war, according to 4 U.S., Israeli, and regional sources. My story on Axios says Barak Ravid. Now, as I've said to you guys in the past, I'm pretty sure this guy's literally an op. I'm pretty sure he works for Mossad. Okay, and the reason I say that is he always comes out with the exact narrative that the Israeli government wants. And he always comes out with the exact narrative that the Trump regime wants. And like we've told you 1,000 times over, and why this meme exists, right? On Monday, when the markets open, another historic peace deal, maybe the biggest ever. Friday, as soon as the markets close, death to the Ayatollah, we will blow up your shit for real. And that's exactly what happens, right? So they're doing market manipulation, they're profiting off of it, and they're also clearly trying to prevent like the next Great Depression from happening, which is imminently it is going to happen, but they're trying to stave that off as much as possible. So that's why on Mondays, he's Mr. Peacenik, he's Mr. Dove, even though he just bombed civilian infrastructure all weekend. But Friday, as soon as the markets close, it's okay, maybe we'll nuke your ass. And so here we go again. And by the way, it's not just me saying it, everybody recognizes it. If you start reading the replies here, literally every single comment is like, you're a liar, you're a piece of shit, this is nonsense propaganda, this is bullshit. Paid liar says what? Attached is a leaked video of Trump's ceasefire negotiations with the regional moderators and Iran. And of course, they're mocking that idea. You're a great reporter, but at this point, they're just using you to try to calm our markets before they open. Please stop repeating information that is very obviously planted. These are not even people who agree with me, okay? These are not people with my politics. These are centrists who are going, excuse me? Another person, zero chance this is true. Did this happen? No, but in yellow. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. It's total, like, everybody knows. Everybody knows that this is absolute nonsense, yet here we are, the media basically trying to help out the Trump regime with their endless crime spree. Okay, this was on Easter morning, y'all. This is what President Trump posted. Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. On a day-to-day basis, he sounds more and more like a serial killer, right? Like it's at the point now where like when you close your eyes and listen to him talk when he's in the Oval Office, doing a press conference, he sounds like a literal comic book villain. And now here we go. This was your fucking Easter message? This was your Easter message. Gone are the days we were so innocent back, during the day when Trump would say like, Happy Easter to all, even the haters and losers. Happy Easter to them too. Now we're at the point where it's like, I'm just gonna openly talk about doing brazen war crimes that should land me in The Hague. And I'm gonna mock Muslims by saying praise be to Allah. I mean, just astonishing. By the way, I even saw right-wingers compare.
Pretty much made the point right there, all right? But pretty much what they're doing is they pretty much are kicking the can down the road as far as trying to keep the stock market stable. Okay, because the collapse has actually begun. Okay, with the close of the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, pretty much now you got countries now that rely on the resources that come throughout that area via oil and any other natural resources. Okay, they pretty much are not receiving it. You see? Okay, so now this also is a trickle down effect. It's not just really the rise in gas prices. It affects everything in every way of life. Okay, energy prices get affected. Okay, the cost of carrying goods and services to the people. Okay, which will cause the prices to rise. Okay, and this will cause economic pressure on every sector of society. Okay, of anything that's pretty much built up to have the society go in unison. Okay, it's pretty much going to be on the downward spiral. Okay, this is what's happening. Okay, they're pretty much trying to hold this up, on a pretty much on a false level. Okay, but pretty much it's gonna all come crashing down. Okay, they're not gonna be able to hold it any longer. Okay, because now the people are getting hip to it now. Okay, so now once you have people fearing, okay, what's actually happening, okay, they're gonna start the sell off their stocks, man. Okay, and things are gonna start to pretty much get out of hand. Okay, because Iran is pretty much countering any statement about a ceasefire. Okay, and they're not even in any talks of a ceasefire. Okay, so that's pretty much what's going on right now. All right, but pretty much let's get a scripture. Salakia for being pretty much long-winded though, but at the end of the day, this needs to come out. This information needs to come out, man, because right now, man, it's imperative for us to continue to stay in the spirit, man, because the Lord is pretty much delivering on His promise, man. Okay, and that this place has to collapse, man, in order for the Lord to pretty much make his return, man. Okay? All right? These prophecies have to come to pass. All right? This is Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. The trumpet shall give a sound, which every man heareth shall be suddenly afraid. You know, we pretty much already know through the Spirit, we know what this is. We always been going over this, you know, from the apostles and elders on down, you know, bringing out the scripture concerning, you know, sown places becoming unsown, man. And the way where things become unsown, okay, stability, okay, is going to be not, it's going to be a thing of the past, so to speak, you know. So pretty much pulled up on the chat. All right, getting into Second Esdras 6 and 22. Okay, it says here, fields that were planted suddenly looked like nothing was ever grown there. Okay, symbolizes crop failure, famine, or sudden loss of resources. And we're gonna see all of these things come into play, man. Okay, through weather manipulation, whether through now what's going on over there in Western Asia is there's gonna be a shortage of fertilizer. Okay, you need fertilizer now to pretty much grow your crops. Okay, you see, so all of these things are gonna come into play, man. All right, okay, which is gonna cause crop shortage, okay, and ultimately famine. Okay, and this is going to be pretty much a worldwide event. Okay, you see, all right, and it says it can also represent the collapse of human labor and planting. What people worked for disappears quickly, and that's what's going to happen, man, because economic pressure is going to be put on every sector of way of life for people, man. Okay, you see, jobs are going to be lost. Okay, cost-cutting measures will come into play, and also they plan on cutting social benefits for the people, man, to be able to fund this war. Okay, they have to come up with the funding from somewhere, man, because this war is pretty much spiraling out of control, man. Okay, and more resources are going to be needed to fight this war. You see, okay, it says here, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Places where food and goods were stored become empty overnight. Okay, and you know, these supermarkets only have pretty much roughly a 3-day supply of food, man. Okay, so now if the trucks are not pretty much coming regularly scheduled to make their deliveries because of the high cost of diesel, okay, and high prices of food, okay, all right, these stores are going to be pretty much empty, man, and people you know, pretty much are, you know, so used to panic buying. Okay, panic buying will be a thing. Okay, where people will pretty much hoard a lot of what is left in the stores, man. Okay, you see, but it says here, overall meeting describes a time of sudden disruption where food systems fail, wealth is stored, and stored supplies disappear. You see, okay, stability and society collapses quickly. Okay, that's pretty much the sown places becoming unsown. Okay, that's what's gonna happen, man. Okay, we're actually seeing that, man. We're actually seeing the rise in costs and prices, and you know, the aesthetics of these prices mean a lot. Okay, when you look at it subconsciously. Okay, these pretty much these gas stations are here in the pretty much on the East Coast. They're trying their hardest to try to keep the regular gas price, the regular price of gas, under $4. Okay, most of them have it tipped off at $3.99 for just regular unleaded. Okay, 87. Okay, you know, of course the premium is a lot more, but when you look at the aesthetics of it, man, they try their hardest to keep that number below 4. Okay, but it's going to be hard for them to do that, man. Okay, right now we're looking at what the oil price is pretty much at $112 now, more or less. Okay, but now, you know, we got to remember back in 2008, you know, that price pretty much went up to up to over $120 a barrel. Okay, and that was the beginning of economic collapse back in 2008. Okay, now you're gonna have a lot of things that come into play with this economic collapse, man. Okay, people in over their head with these car loans. Okay, a lot of these car loans, people are upside down and underwater with their loans, man. Okay, they owe more than what the car is actually worth, man. Okay, which is pretty much a disaster, man. Okay, all right. Overinflated housing prices. People are paying for homes that they really can't afford, man. All of these things are gonna cause pressure, okay, for the collapse of the economic collapse, which they really want. These elites want this, man. Okay, this is gonna be part of that economic that reset, okay, that we were speaking about, man. Okay, so the chaos is pretty much coming, man. Okay, and they're gonna pretty much restore order through it, man. Okay, so it says, food systems fail, wealth and stored supplies disappear. Stability in society collapses quickly. It's part of a larger prophecy in Second Book of the Esdras, chapter 6, where signs of the end of an age include social conflict, natural disorder, famine and scarcity, widespread fear. Okay, and that's all what's coming, man. Okay, all right. It says men shall be afraid, man. Okay, okay, the houses are going to be shut up. The grinding, the sound of grinding is going to come to a halt, man. Okay, all right, as spoken of in the book of Ecclesiastes. You see, all of this is coming, man. Okay, you see, all right. From there, let's go to the book of James. Okay, you see, because right now, Trump is pretty much right now in the business of making money for him and his billionaire friends. Okay, you see, all right, and also they're kicking a can down the road and falsely inflating and keeping the stock market afloat. Okay, which is actually really collapsing at the end of the day, man. Okay, you see. So let's go to James real quick. James chapter 5 verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. In every kind of way, they have gotten their riches, man, is through corruption, man. Okay, all right. And when you look at it, man, a lot of these corporations have bought a majority of these food companies, man. Okay, and they replaced real food with chemicals, man. Okay, so a lot of chemicals, cost-cutting chemicals, are put into the food, man. A lot of the food that is eaten here in Babylon is pretty much banned on in other parts of the world, man. Okay, you see, and this is the reason why you can go overseas and eat the same kind of food, but it would taste vastly different, okay, from what it tastes here. Okay, all right, because they use more natural ingredients. Okay, so a lot of ways that they're making their riches is corrupt, man. Okay, that's just one aspect of it. Okay, you see, all right. It says, your gold and silver are cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as if it were fire. You have heaped treasure together for the last days. And pretty much that's what they're doing right now, man. They're pretty much fattening and lining their pockets right now as we speak. Okay? They're fattening and lining their pockets as we speak, man, as really the economy is collapsing, man. Okay? You see? They're fattening their pockets, man, through market manipulation, man. Okay? This is the reason why we're having these press conferences in the middle of the day, man. Okay? This is unprecedented to have so many press conferences and all of these tweets that are coming out and that pretty much manipulate the market, man. Okay? You see? All right? And they do these things well ahead of it actually being presented to the public. You see? So his billionaire friends can get a leg up on it, man. All right? You see? It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which have kept which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them have reaped or entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, man. Okay, the Lord of armies, man. Okay, chiefly the children of Israel, man. Because the children of Israel, okay, you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, chiefly, okay, are catching hell here, man. Okay, but this also is going to turn into a civil war here in Babylon, man. Okay, because you got now the MAGA people that so wholeheartedly believed in this man, okay, are pretty much waking up to the fact that this man has sold them up the river, man. Okay, all right, and they feel pretty much that they have been duped, man. Okay, you see, and they understand now. Okay, a lot of them are waking up now and understanding now, man, that this place, the resources are drying up for themselves, man. Okay, they are in a lower state now, just like Jake is, man. Okay, talking about these other nations, man. These people that are here, the mingled people that are here in Babylon, man. Okay, they're running through their resources, man, and pretty much the middle class is being shrunk. Okay, there's no more middle class. Okay, and this right now, this round right here of economic pressure on the people, because of course with this whole war that's going on, and infrastructure is being destroyed. Okay, you see, all right, you got to understand that Iran also is going after American corporations over there in Western Asia, man. Okay, the likes of Google and Microsoft, any companies that are over there, they're targeting these companies, man. Okay, so this pretty much is systematically going to crash the economy worldwide. This is going to be a worldwide event, man. And all they're doing right now is propping it up and kicking the can down the road. But this can go for so long. Now you got to remember now that the summer traveling season is coming upon us, man. And that's when gas prices naturally go up anyway. Okay, but this is going to be a lot of pain for the people that are the laborers, man. Okay, you see, all right. The scriptures speak about every hand of the wicked shall be upon them, man. Okay, these people are pretty much going to rise up, man. All right. So this ultimately, man, it's going to be a hot summer, man. Okay, we see it coming, man. Okay, and this is what we always speak about, man. Okay, blowing that trumpet, man. All right. All right. From there, let's go to Job, chapter 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. Okay? All right? The laborers. And when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. It shall rain upon him while he's eating. Okay? While he's about to implement this plan that he wants to has always wanted to implement, all right, for a very long time, which is the MOTB. Okay, all right, that's in the works, man. That will be pretty much the so-called antidote to pretty much the new society that he wants to bring in. Okay, this will be the antidote of out with the old and in with the new, so to speak. This will be introduced to the world, man. Okay, all right, but this is when the Lord is pretty much going to intervene in that, man. Okay, it shall rain upon him while he's eating, man. Okay, you see. All right, so this man has limited time, man. That hourglass is almost up, man. All right. From there, last precept I want to bring out is Isaiah 13, man. Now, the whole chapter is good, but I pretty much want to jump around a little bit though. But this is Isaiah 13:2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles, man. And we're lifting up that high banner, man. Okay, all right. Us continually doing week in, week out, man, what we do, man. Okay, this place is pretty much imploding from inside out, man. Okay, these prophecies are pretty much jumping off the pages, man. Okay, all right. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones, and I've also called my mighty ones for my fear, my anger, even them that rejoice at my highness, man. And the Lord is pretty much raising up his prophets, man, to pretty much chant this place down, man. Okay? You see? All right? It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains is like a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle, man. Okay, the mighty ones is being raised up, man. Okay, these mighty men of the earth, man. Okay, and they're gonna do the bidding of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. Okay, it says Yahweh of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. Okay, so he is the maestro. Okay, the conductor of this everything that's gonna be going on over there in Western Asia, man. Okay, it's all sanctioned through Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. Okay, you see, all right. The Lord is with this, man. Okay, all right. And this must needs to come to pass, man. And we're seeing how it's coming together, man. You know, we're seeing these things in real time, man. Okay, you see, it says they come from a far country, from the ends of the heaven, even Yahweh and the weapon of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. And we understand that now. You know, a lot nuclear talk is always now it's being regularly talked about, man. Okay, it's not something to where we always knew about it, even during the time of the Cold War, where something will ultimately end up in a museum somewhere. These weapons will actually be used, man. Okay, you see, all right, they'll actually be used. You see, okay, all right. I want to jump around a little bit. Let's see. Let's go down to 13, man. Okay? Right? Verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall be removed out of her place, and the wrath of Yahweh of hosts in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, that they shall turn every man to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. So, you know, this is when you have crises like that, this is what actually happens, man. People turn to their own people, man. Okay? This is almost like how this happens when people go to prison, man. You know, people stay with their kind, man. Okay? You see? All right? It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword, man. Okay? So this man is going to be in straits, man. Okay? All right? You see? And this is talking about what the Chaldeans, man. Okay? All right? Because it later speaks about that, man. Okay? Esau, Edom. Okay? All right? So it says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes, the Russians, against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Okay? All right? So because this war is being edged out on the side of Iran, okay, not by military might, but strategically causing economic hardship, okay, around the world. Okay? This is the leverage that they have, man. Okay? You see? All right? And the relentless shooting of their vast missile systems, okay, and destroying a lot of infrastructure, man, okay, which is going to have a lot of pain economically to the world, man. This is their leverage that they're using in the world, man. Okay, so they pretty much have the world by the balls, so to speak, man. Okay, with the guys and help of pretty much China and Russia, man. Okay, you see. So when you want to really in turn look at it, man, this is actually really a proxy war right now that's going on between the U.S. and Russia, man, and China. Okay, via Iran. Okay, all right. Iran is actually part of the BRICS, man. So Russia and China have a stake in what happens with Iran. So they are being helped immensely, man. Okay, the scriptures speak about what we're talking about Russia. Okay, Gog, be a guard unto them, man. Okay, so we're actually seeing it in real time, man. Okay, you see, right? Right, jumping down to 19, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Okay? So, hey, this place is going to be a thing of the past, man, according to the scriptures, man. We understand that, man. We understand what it's going to take to get there. We see how the blueprint, okay, is going to unfold, man. Okay? We see it. Okay? We see it through the spirit, man. Okay? So pretty much, man, we got to continue to stay locked in, man. And the Lord is making do, man, on his promises, man. Okay? And, I pretty much gonna end it there, all right. There's other things I want to speak about concerning this situation with the info war that's going on right now, okay. But we ultimately know that this man is pretty much going to go rogue, man, and go into perdition, man, okay, upon the people here, man, okay, right, because he's losing the information war, okay. So something has to be done about that, man, okay, and he's gonna resort to the sword, man, because that's all he has, man. That's all he has left, man. Okay, the wisdom is gone. He's becoming unhinged, okay, and none of the enchantments are happening no more. The mojo is wearing off, man. Okay, you see, now he has to resort to the sword, man. Okay, and that's pretty much gonna the next phase of what he's gonna do, man. Okay, well, pretty much I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Shalom.